As the green tentacle Inkling ran across the salt spray rig, looking around for the invading Octarians in the area, she looked up at a large pile of storage containers and saw an Octoling with seaweed stuck in her tentacle hair standing high above her.
You the one leading this invasion?
The young Inkling asked.
Ha ha. Why, yes I am.
The Octoling commander bragged.
Why do you wanna know?
You're interrupting our turf war.
The Inkling shouted.
Get out of here, before I have to splat you.
And she drew her weapon, a slosher full of green ink.
Oh, you have a problem with my presence?
Yeah, you bitch.
And she flung a large blob of ink at the Octoling. However, the Octoling had expected this, and she jumped off the tower of crates and landed behind the Inkling. Away, and used her own splatter shot to ink the ground at her feet, trapping the Inkling.
Sorry, but you needed punishment for your harsh words.
The Octoling explained as she kicked the Inkling's stomach, knocking her down on her back. The Inkling tried to get up, but the Octoling sat on her chest, pinning her. Inkling shouted as she flailed around. Or rather, tried to, but failed as the Octoling shot her limbs with ink, pinning them all.
Why are you doing this?
Nasty words deserve nasty punishment.
The Octoling explained. She jiggled her large butt over Inkling's helpless face, then slammed it on her face. She ground her sweaty, spandex-clad buns on the Inkling's nose and mouth.
Ah, your face is really soft. Though I'm not a fan of your perfume. Here, let me fix that.
The Octoling released a forceful wet fart. It caused her cheeks to bounce and smack against the helpless Inkling's face, and her nose was swallowed by the scent of rancid, warm eggs. The poor Inkling cried, unable to avoid the noxious aroma.
Ha ha ha. How's the smell? Now, I'm going to take my pants and panties off. And my bottle is going either on your nose or over your mouth. I'll let you choose which. Wiggle the fingers on your left hand if you want nose, or the right if you want mouth.
She watched as the Inkling's right fingers wiggled somewhat weakly.
Well, you made your choice. Time to strip.
The Octoling rose off of the Inkling and pulled her pants down, revealing a pair of skimpy purple panties. Inkling moaned sickly as she stared at the Octoling's butt, watching as her panties glided down her jiggly crevice, revealing her pucker.
Just get it over with.
Octoling nodded and slammed her juicy ass on the Inkling's face, grinding until she could feel the Inkling's lips press firmly against her nasty hole. The Octoling grunted loudly, and her pucker opened against Inkling's lips and unleashed a long silent fart. The entirety was forced down the Inkling's throat, and her stomach began to inflate.
Ah, nothing quite like the sensation of inflating someone with my farts,
she said with pride. She gave Inkling's stomach a poke, then farted again, causing it to distend even further.
Ah ha ha ha. Alright, that's enough.
And she got up off of the Inkling. She dragged the Inkling out of the ink and pressed her back against the storage containers, then used ink to fasten her to the wall.
Hey, let me go.
Inkling shouted as she tried to break free.
No, I won't. But I'll give you a special treat.
And she snapped her fingers, which alerted 3 of the other Octolings to her presence, and they swam through the trails of their ink over to her.
You 3, give her the nastiest torture you can.
The Octolings nodded and walked over to the Inkling. They took their pants off, revealing skimpy purple panties just like the commanders, and they all pressed their plump posteriors to the Inkling's face. They all began letting out the smelliest farts they could. The one on the left was very quiet, unleashing furious silent gas. The one on the right was unleashing deep bassy blasts in Inkling's ear. But the one in the middle was the worst, unleashing sloppy wet farts. And all 3 of them were rubbing, grinding, and twerking on Inkling's helpless face to permanently burn the smell into her nose. After a minute, the Octoling commander ordered them to stop, and they stopped farting and walked away.
Hug. Hug. I'm gonna get you back, you bitch.
However, Octoling just pressed her anus against Inkling's mouth again, and began ripping non-stop farts. Inkling had to swallow them all, and after a minute of farting, Octoling grinned as she felt Inkling's body explode into purple ink against the wall, floor, and her naked butt.
Ah, man, that felt great.
Octoling cheered as she pulled her underwear and shorts back on.
Come on, you three, let's go torture a few more Inklings.
And they sunk into the ink and swam towards the nearest Inkling.